Good afternoon, folks. Ari here from Direct Auto Outlet in Fair Oaks, California. This will be a test drive video of our newly acquired 2008 Toyota Tacoma double cab V6 PreRunner truck for you. This is a truck that was newly acquired and will be going for sale today and will be available to the general public. Do want to take you on a quick walk around of the vehicle just so you can see how brilliant and nice the body and paint and finish on this truck is. But if you'd like to see a more in-depth walk around video, we do have one already published on our website, so please do take a look at that to see a more in-depth walk around and demonstration of the features inside this truck. For those of you who want to kind of get an objective idea of how this vehicle feels to drive and operate, stay tuned and join us right now. First, taking a look at the vehicle, it appears that space is ample. Getting inside for a smaller truck like this, it does look fairly roomy inside. I'll go ahead and give it a start. I don't need to zoom in that much. There we go. All right. 135,214 miles. Go ahead and get our belt on here. And first few things come to mind. See a little bit of wear and tear on the interior of the vehicle, on the trim, right around the edges here. Many areas in the vehicle do have a coating that does get worn off with excessive use, and there are a few indications of that. Let's go ahead and get it on the road. Do have the air conditioning on and on low, and it is blowing nice and cold. You'll also notice your hood bulge here with that non-functional hood scoop. It does obstruct a little bit of your view up front. However, it is a very attractive item, and I think it's worth the minor inconvenience of looking at that bulge because it does look real nice. I do also want to point out in your rear view, as you see, those three headrests in the rear do block your rear view quite a bit as well. Those can be removed. However, with the vehicles with the full four doors, as mandated by law, do need to have those headrests in order to properly protect the occupants in case of a collision or an accident. So on the double cab models, on the vehicles you'll see with the full opening rear doors, you'll notice that they have that. First and foremost, do want to check the turning radius on this vehicle. We'll go ahead and start out on the edge right side of this lane and see how many parking spots it takes to make this U-turn. Pulling out, turning the wheel all the way. Kind of demonstrating what a typical U-turn radius would be if you were making a U-turn at an intersection. We'll take out, jump on out and give you a look of what we noticed. We did start out on this furthest lane out here and made a tight U-turn. Most intersections will take about 3 parking spots or 3.5 parking spots to be able to properly make that U-turn. If you take into consideration the median divider, as well as the oncoming lane, as well as the shoulder. So this vehicle easily did this in 3 parking spots, starting out in this one, 1, 2, and 3. And you'll see that the vehicle is in the parking spot adjacent to that. So turning radius is quite good. That's a combination of the short wheelbase with this vehicle combined with just good engineering, something Toyota has been known for many years. One of the reasons that these vehicles are so popular. Let's go ahead and get this out on the road and see what we feel. 4-liter V6 powertrain in this vehicle is a great powertrain. These engines have been known to last a very long time and operate very smoothly with minimal amounts of care and effort that it takes to keep these guys on the road and keep them reliable. Bear with me as we pull out. I want to point out the vehicle is equipped with the Toyota 6CD in-dash changer. It is factory. You also have your media controls right on the steering wheel, so be able to raise and lower the volume, change the channel is going to be effortlessly done without you having to take your eyes off of the road. So at first experience, what you'll notice is there is a bit of road noise with this vehicle, and the tires are a little bit noisy as well. However, these are not BF Goodrich, I'm sorry, they are Big O tires, and they are all-terrain tires, so they do have a little bit more of an aggressive tread on them, which will help with traction off-road on gravel and snow, etc. However, it does cause a little bit more of a road noise and less of a comfortable ride. Gearing in the vehicle is quite comfortable. As you can see, we're going just over 50 miles per hour. The tachometer, not even on 1500 RPM, so it is a very comfortable gearing. Easy vehicle to drive. I own just about every generation of Tacoma. There has been 3 total generations of Toyota Tacoma since its inception in 1995. And you would think if I own 3 of them, and I plan to own every future generation as well, I must be a huge Toyota Tacoma fan. And although I do have respect for the Toyota Tacoma, I'm not necessarily a huge Toyota Tacoma fan. I feel like these vehicles are a bit overhyped, and I oftentimes feel like you can get a little bit more truck for your money if you go with other brands. It really depends on what you are looking for. That is my opinion. However, I feel that the Toyota Tacoma is a very well-rounded truck. It does a lot of things very well. It doesn't do any one thing horribly great. It is a little bit limited by its size. However, the second generation, which started in 2005, had many facelift before the third generation came out in 2016, and there were a lot of improvements made with the 2005 generation, second generation truck that came out. This generation became a little bit more significant in the size and strength of the vehicle and the frame. It kind of, if you drove the first generation ever, even in the PreRunner or even in the double cab configuration, you'll notice that the vehicle just feels really toy-like and small, narrow, and you don't really get that feeling with this generation of Tacoma. The second gen is significantly larger and it feels more solid. This road is known for having a lot of potholes and uneven pavement, and this truck is handling it fairly well. The shocks don't feel overly worn out, they're not being overly bouncy, and the truck feels relatively tight. It is smooth to drive, and it is quite comfortable. As a matter of fact, I think the second gen is the most comfortable Tacoma. The third generation Tacomas, it feels like you're sitting a little bit low to the ground. Also, I do like the powertrain better in the second gen. This 4-liter 6-cylinder engine combined with the automatic transmission is a much smoother powertrain versus the next one, the third gen, and the power does come on a lot more smoothly. The third gen gets most of its power in the higher RPM ranges. Once you hit about 3,500 RPM in the third range, that's where you feel a bit of a burst of energy coming from that powertrain. Not necessarily the case with this one. The second gen is very consistent and even. You'll get to see the power come on evenly at the lower torque bands, and that makes for a more enjoyable drive. Also, the automatic transmission in this generation was much more comfortable. The next generation seems to search for gears a lot more than this one does. This one, with minimal input on the accelerator, doesn't feel like it's jumping back and forth looking for the right gear to be in. You do get that a lot more with the next generation. Fuel economy wise, these are not horribly impressive on gas. They are easier to maneuver and drive. However, fuel economy is not great on them, which is one of the reasons I don't love the Tacoma. One of the things I like most about the Tacoma is its off-road capability, and quite honestly, I like the way they look. Being in the business, I do have respect for them because they are a bit of an anomaly. They defy logic as far as their resale value goes and their popularity goes. There's a bit of a cult following with Tacomas and has been since their inception. So being in the business, I do enjoy owning them, and I do enjoy operating them, and I do enjoy, telling my viewers that I have some of the nicest examples of every generation in my own collection. My third generation one I bought brand new, January of 2016, and it has 1,800 miles on it. 60 miles per hour, you're just at about 17 or 1600 RPM. Very comfortable gearing, easy to drive. This vehicle is easy to park. We'll go ahead and do a bit of an acceleration pull here once we make this right turn and see what kind of power and acceleration you could expect from this vehicle. We'll start out at 0 miles per hour. As soon as we straight out over here, we'll go ahead and punch it. Power is quite smooth, it comes on fast. Plenty of get up and go. Comfortable suspension. Go ahead and get on the brakes here. Brakes feel good. No shimmy, no shake. No warpage felt from the rotors themselves. We'll go ahead and do another pull once the light turns green here. The last pull started out once we are already shifted into second gear. This will be a first gear pull. Engine sounds great. Transmission feels nice and tight. The shifts are smooth. Boy, do California roads need help. But yeah, in general, I think that space is a little bit lacking in these Tacomas. Bed space is also a little bit lacking. As compared to a full-size truck, they are easier to maneuver, but you do miss out on a lot of capability by going with the smaller size. But if you kind of want a combination of both, it is a good alternative, and resale on them is great. You'll never really lose money on a Tacoma. As a matter of fact, with the rate of inflation going the way it has been in recent months, pretty much going here on out, if things stay the same, you'll pretty much never really lose money on a Tacoma. Overall, it is a very comfortable ride, and it is smooth. This legendary powertrain and legendary Toyota reliability will see this vehicle through, and it'll be on the road many, many years to come. As many Tacoma owners will tell you, you'll get offers from people to buy your vehicle pretty much everywhere you go. You go to a grocery store, go to the smog shop, go to the gas station. People oftentimes will ask you if you're willing to sell. These are probably among one of the most popular vehicles on earth. There are many good reasons for that. My overall opinion, really not for me, but if you're looking for a Tacoma, I think this is a great example of it. Most Tacomas we come across are fairly beat up, body and paint in horrible condition, interior in horrible condition. They're somewhat of lifestyle vehicles, so people don't really, baby them or take great care of them most of the time. Folks who buy Tacomas typically are attracted to the Tacoma because of their durability, toughness, and low cost of ownership. So because of that mentality, a lot of times people are not babying these trucks, not keeping them in the garage, not waxing them every weekend. They're really putting them through their paces, and that's why there's not a lot of clean examples like this one out there. So if you are looking for a close to a cherry Tacoma, this is just about as close as you'll see for one that's 14 years old. Miles are very low at 135,000 miles. This thing has a long life left ahead of it. Do like the color, the metallic navy blue along with the gray leather interior. Comes together quite nicely. I've always liked the styling of the Tacomas. The PreRunners are such great looking trucks. Should be able to serve the needs of its next owner religiously. Things that I would probably do to it going forward is I'd probably, in the next year or two, would invest in some quieter tires, maybe something that looks just as nice. I kind of like the BF Goodrich KO2s. They're a little bit smoother, however they are a little heavy. Your fuel economy will suffer a little bit, and they're not super silent as well. They're not like a set of Michelins that would be ultra silent on the road. Really depends on what your usage is going to be and what you value in the truck itself. But overall, my opinions of this particular one are very positive. I think that they're, very little I could fault with this particular truck. And if you're looking for a Tacoma, it's just about as good as you'll find for the age and mileage and year. Do want to take this opportunity to thank you for joining us, and bearing with us through our video. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you. I do hope to have the opportunity to see many of you here at the lot. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions or if you'd like to see any specific content. Please leave your comments in the comment section. Please remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of any future videos. Do appreciate your time and thank you for joining us. Y'all have a great day.